Yo, the untold story of Bizzy Banks, big structure. You know what I'm saying? I remember I first got put on to him. I got put on to him after I heard somebody had put me on to Leakage Bando. Then I was listening to Leakage Bando, and then I think the first track I heard with him and Leaky was Minus Situation, something like that. And then it's like once the summer came, they just popped off, and went from there. Um, I feel like they deserve a bigger buzz than what they got, but I feel like it was probably like a lot of setbacks, stuff like that. Busy just came back home. I feel like they just get back into being a duo and running it up, but is the story. And I also heard that Busy resides in the style, but he's from the east. But that's not something he denies though. So I'm not saying nothing that he don't want to be known. But without further ado, we're gonna get straight into this video. Shout out, shh. Know what I'm saying?
Crazy how we dying over Benjamin. Your friend plotting on the low, don't wanna see you win.
Definitely hit that subscribe button.
And there's plenty more that you ain't even meet yet.
Who we gonna meet next?
Bizzy Banks.
How you
What they
doing?
doing?
How you doing? You about to see.
Out the vein, I get the
Rest in
squeezing.
peace,
I got some
Pop.
shooters that's really fiending. How they gonna spend if we all on defense? Ain't even know.
So you saying you top 5 and you number 1 in the top 5?
Yeah, most definitely.
This question: how the situation came into structuring them? Like,
Boom, there you go right there.
Real renegades resist trends at every turn. Rather than adopt the moods, manners, and mindset of the modern scene, Bizzy Banks followed his internal compass and delivered us a brand new flow, narrative storytelling, and hard-hitting hooks, which can be heard even in early tracks like 9 Shots and Steel Tip and Freestyle.
Yeah, I
The
think
Brooklyn-born Trinidadian American
No cap. I think Still Tipping was his best freestyle. I think that Still Tipping was his best freestyle.
rapper infuses lyrical fire into menacing melodic East Coast drill, accumulating millions of views on YouTube and other streaming platforms, influencing a whole new wave of upcoming artists in the East and copycats that
Alright.
refuse to give credit.
Alright, before he like fully get deep into it, I just want to say, like, me personally, I feel like that's the last time Brooklyn had it with drill. Like, that's the last time Brooklyn had it with drill. And I don't hopefully, I get proved wrong. I don't think Brooklyn could have it again. Besides like 4-1 and bro, I don't know what's wrong with niggas. Niggas is complaining that they not getting noticed, but it's like y'all not dropping nothing. It's like that's what pisses me off. It's like y'all not dropping nothing. I get the standpoint you coming from, but it's like, bro, y'all not dropping nothing. The people that was dropping, they just went silent, stopped being consistent. And that's how Bronx was able to take over. But we're gonna get back into it though.
Credit while leading the way with the structure movement. My name is CJ from YouTube, and this is the story of
Bizzy Banks.
Structure. Bizzy Banks, born in the streets of Brooklyn to Trinidadian parents. Growing up in a West Indian household, music was part of the culture. Caribbean people are fans of soca, compa, dancehall, and reggae. His mom introduced him to Rastafarian as a child. As part of the practice, he fasted every Saturday, prayed regularly, and was not allowed to eat meat, building the right foundation and discipline to prevail out of his environment. His mom worked long hours to provide for the family, waking up early and arriving home
It was crazy. I think he did like some type of cooking joint where he said he eat vegan.
late at night. With his brother and father in jail, who later got deported to Trinidad, Bizzy Banks essentially grew up in an empty home.
like my pops got booked, my older brother got booked. So like me and my mom, so it was like whatever she couldn't do for me, I was trying to do for myself for real.
It was around these times when Bizzy Banks shifted away from school and his eyes opened to the other side of Brooklyn. and by the age of 15, he was outside, juggling the block, providing for the things his mom didn't think he needed. Along the way, accumulating life experiences that can be heard in lyrics like "Get a TD" and "I do the cha-cha like Victor Cruz,"
Nah,
which
he
might
funny
go
for
over
that.
your head. Not surprising though, his lyrics usually do. His diverse background prepared him and built his character as an artist. Before he began taking music seriously, he spent 4 months in jail, and after his release, his takeover began. The youngest of 5 kids, he discovered hip-hop through his older siblings' passion for Lauryn Hill, Eminem, and Lil Wayne. Freestyling with his brother was a common scene in the household. That's how they spent their free time. In the early days when Bizzy Banks went to school regularly, he would steal his brother's lyrics and freestyle them at the school, and began to make a name for himself. Before formally picking up the microphone in the summer of 2017, he initially learned how to rap and record as part of an after-school program in middle school, which gave him free studio sessions just as long he didn't curse. After his growing popularity in school and in the streets, he was given the name Bizzy by his peers.
I remember that
Took on the
freestyle.
second name Banks
They
to
just
pay
calling me an
homage to
asshole
Royal
because I'm
Banks.
fucking
In
mad.
an interview
hoes.
with Double XL, Bizzy Banks explained why he decided to name himself after Lloyd Banks. This was something important to him. He always said, "There will never be another Banks, but I want to be in that level." Gaining his confidence
Even though
after
that's why he
noticing
named himself
rappers like
Bizzy
Chef
Banks.
G, Tutu G's, and GS9 started to bring Brooklyn drill to the forefront. In July 2017, Bizzy Banks released his first music video, Might Be, which currently has 9K views on YouTube. At that time, he was not rapping over drill beats, but was focused on more 21 Savage, Chief Keef, G Herbo type beats, and featured on other collaborative efforts like Halloween, No Suburban Freestyle, 9 Shots, Minor Situation. During the first stage of his career, he took a minor setback and was jailed for 4 months. Sources say it was because of his street activities, because he was really outside. After bouncing out, he began to take rap seriously, perfecting his recording process and lyrics. In 2019, Don't Start announced his arrival back on the scene with a bang, following up with multiple tracks with the structure innovator Leaky G Bendo, releasing one track almost every month. In efforts to grow his fan base, he collaborated with well-known Brooklyn drill artist Siggy Black, who identifies as a Baby's Crypt. Sources say these two grew up together in the Heights. This relationship would not last long, as Bizzy Banks had to pick sides between his gang or friendship with Siggy Black. Backed by his own structure gang movement, the Brooklyn drill rapper is already making a mark in the game, influencing a number of upcoming.
I think when it comes to that and that link up shit, I think it just be like a lot of misunderstanding. I don't think it come from niggas like harming each other or doing. I think it just be like misunderstanding and niggas like sometimes linking for the wrong reasons, or niggas not knowing, oh, y'all fuck with these people too, and then it becomes a problem.
New York drill rappers, which is obvious in the way they rap. One example fans have highlighted is CJ, the Whoopty guy. Some fans have
That's the
accused
Whoopty
CJ
guy.
of being a cultural vulture who capitalized off the hard work of the likes of Siggy Black, Max the Demon, Bizzy Banks, Chef G, Pop Smoke, and others, accusing him of stealing Bizzy Banks' lyrics and cadences. A lot of outsiders have debated otherwise. Some have said there were no comparison and that all New York drill rappers sound the same. But true Brooklyn drill fans know the difference.
No,
These
they don't.
outsiders need to structure up.
Since they need to structure up.
Bizzy Banks has surpassed a lot of his peers in the Brooklyn drill scene. He recently secured a feature on Pop Smoke's second posthumous album, Fate, arguably one of the best tracks on the album. Meeting Pop Smoke by far has been one of the highlights of his career. His homeboy Love, who at the time was in the studio with Pop Smoke, called Bizzy Banks to introduce. Before meeting Pop Smoke, Bizzy Banks had to pass a couple of tests.
He's in the studio, my son Love, feel me? And Love called me because Love wasn't really tapped into like Brooklyn drill, so he ain't know like he don't know who fuck with who don't fuck with who. He older.
You a little nervous?
Yeah, he older, so he don't really know. So when he called me, he like, yo, I'm in the studio with Pop. He like, you fuck with him? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't really know him. I had just came home, so that's like. So then he called back. When he called back, Pop was on the phone. Pop was like, yo, what's up? Like, like what's good? Like we chopping it up and shit. He like, you trying to come outside? I'm like, yeah, feel me? So first he trying to figure me out because he not really in tune with my music. Like he in tune, but he don't really know where I was outside. Like what's
y'all
up,
different
like,
areas too.
He from the floor, so I'm from the east, but I be in the style. So he just trying to figure me out and shit.
He trying to see if you cool.
Yeah, basically, for me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pull
Shout
up.
out to
on
Gabe
him. So
too.
then he sent me an Uber. I pull up on him.
One of the things that Bizzy Banks learned from Pop Smoke is his ability to be versatile, switching up his flows and sound to appeal to the higher masses, which can be seen in his recent track with PNB Rock, Adore You. A lot of fans have been curious to know whether or not Bizzy Banks is beefing with Babies or Siggy Black. What seemed like a great collaboration between the two turned sour
Definitely.
and Bizzy Banks started to throw shots at former collaborator Siggy Black on his track Ready or Not. Bizzy raps, I see an op, don't think it's sweet, cause you know it's baby bottle pop. To a normal listener, this might seem like a simple bar, but those shots were subliminals towards Siggy Black and his gang Babies. According to Siggy Black, the beef started over a female.
This question: how the situation came into structure in them? Like,
Boom, there you go right there. There you go right there. But Bizzy's like, he's not really in a situation until he started throwing shots and songs and think I'm not gonna know or some shit. Like I'm not an artist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that way right there. Like, it's all this happened over a female that I did not do nothing with. You were.
Like shit. So basically, it went from nothing to something.
Something dumb shit.
Why?
I gonna be able to put that aside and be able to put out that track though.
Nah, they gonna stay where they at.
Yeah, we gonna stay where we at.
Besides all of the politics, who's winning? And by the looks of it, Bizzy Banks is, and has the potential to become the next big thing out of Brooklyn. The 22-year-old rapper.
That's the thing I don't like though. Like when it comes to this shit, the niggas just said it was over a female. I'm pretty sure when niggas start looking at each other, going at each other, all that shit, the female be nowhere to be found, and sooner or later switch to hanging out with a whole group of different people. So it's like that should be pointless. Especially if y'all knew each other before this. I would have just been like, yo, fuck her. It's not that serious. Especially if it's not like the female wasn't like a cousin, like, oh yo, you disrespected her. Let it go. Let it go. But I'm pretty sure it got too deeper, right? Like at this point to just let it go. So
His lyrics are aggressive, vivid, and raw, depicts the harsh reality he faced. It won't be long before the world feel his pain. My name is CJ from YouTube, and that was the untold story of Bizzy Banks. If you made it this far into the video and you like what you saw, please feel free to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the YouTube channel. My name is CJ once again, and I'm out. Meow.
That, nigga.
Call Scooby, he coming with an ape and like 2 matches. GMTO, that's my shit. Take money, you heard?
Know that. Little
Everything.
trap money.
GMT got that shit tatted, bro. You gotta get that. Trap, jug.
Get into it.
okay. I just want to say shout out to Bizzy Banks. He just dropped a recent song too. I think with Cash Cobain. I think it was Child Lee. I think it's Cash Cobain and Child Lee, but he definitely still got it. You know what I'm saying? I think he just need to be consistent, and that's it. I think he'll definitely maintain his spot. But with that being said, let me know what's y'all opinion on the Brooklyn drill scene. Do you think it can make a comeback, or you think it just gonna stay like where it's at? You know what I'm saying? With that being said, love is love. I appreciate all the support. Keep liking, keep subscribing. And if you stay to the end of the video, please comment. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.